welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow, India's largest platform for entrepreneurs. If it matters to you, we ensure that we cover it here in great length and depth. I'm Sananda Jayaseelan. On the show tonight, bringing you a slice of a panel discussion that we did as part of a series of interviews that we do across the country that we call the Leaders of Tomorrow Townhall, ensuring that the voice of every Indian in every city is represented here on the show. Tonight, highlights of a panel discussion that we did in Pune talking about addressing the needs of every enterprising Indian. My colleague Pooja Jain did that conversation, listening to some of the experts who joined us that evening.
There certainly seems to be a very diversified economy in play here. And is that something the small and medium businesses, the startups, the SMEs of the universe are fully capitalizing on?
Pune market is definitely giving a lot of inputs for the new industry, new businesses, and especially the SME sector.
The kind of talent that they want, who can hit the ground running from day one, is available. These companies look at many engineering and B schools in Pune when it comes to talent.
In the last 7 years, the ecosystem has matured a lot. Organizations like TIE, there is NASSCOM, there is local bodies like organizations, Head Start is there, ECHI. There is a lot of help available, but the only thing which is right now missing is the funding part.
Tough decisions like this, whether or not to pursue entrepreneurship, right? They also need to be looked at from the perspective of a time horizon. So I'm curious as to how you made the decision. Did you tell yourself, I have 5 years to make it. I have 10 years to become, a certain age and stage and success of the company. What was the time horizon that you gave yourself, and whose inputs most mattered when you made those decisions?
So I always believe entrepreneurship is a journey. There is no set timeline that you can give to it. वो जब कीड़ा आता है दिमाग में, तब वो चालू होता है. You can't say that I was working in a corporate and then I worked there, and you can't force me to quit that job because that's a cushy job that I'm in. But when I see a problem which is there in the market and I can't live without it, it's when there'll be an internal urge of sacrificing that job, putting everything at stake in order to solve that problem. So if I would not say there is no timeline you can put in. There are successful startups. If you see, there are unicorns who have done in 7-8 years, people are becoming making unicorns. But at the same time, those are not profitable at this point in time. But there are startups who are consistent, who has been there into the industry for 10 years, 15 years. They're doing good $100 million revenue and they're profitable, right? That's what, it's up to the individual founders who are running it and their vision where they want to take it. So there is no set timeline I would give. It is about wo dimag kab shant hota hai to solve that problem.
Chandrakanta sir, aap bataiye dimag kab shant hota hai? When you mentor these SMBs, right? And they feel like their goals are within reach, but they are not there yet. How do you make them shant?
As Dr. Raman said, those working people, they look at the monthly, the end of the month, their salary hits. Similarly, every entrepreneur, what they expect, level playing field, easy money from bank. Easy means not for an easy way, but best way. Third is important, the market. How to generate market for their product. Fourth, how to identify affordable, advanced, patented technology, skilled manpower, and of course, you have to look at your competitors, and mostly look at the atmosphere, look at the tendency of the other businesses, and look at the competition in the sector. Then only entrepreneur will be successful. उसका कीड़ा तब जागा होता, फिर उसके बाद he start thinking about diversification, thinking about expansion, thinking about development in the business. And this is the right time. Every entrepreneur, I suggest, every 3 years, you should look at transformation in your business. Then only you will survive. Then only you will revive your business.
Please, Dr. Raman.
So if I may add this, Many a time when I talk to these startups who are entrepreneurs, tell me what is that big goal that you have in life? Okay, let us assume it's a tech startup. They say, my company should become something like a Google. My company should be as good as a Microsoft. I mean, that's great. Comparisons, you should never stop dreaming. But the next hill to climb, many a time they do not have a clear-cut definition of the next hill to climb. So this is one thing which entrepreneurs must have. Identify the hill to climb and see how long you're going to take for you to climb that hill. And once you're almost there, identify the next hill to climb. This is the place where I say a mentor is always needed. Otherwise, you're shooting in the dark. Otherwise, you've got audacious goal, which is needed, which is absolutely needed. But unless you've got a direction to that, telling this is the next hill to climb, these are my objective, this is the audacious goal that I have with a proper vision statement, which I am chasing, for sure they will climb that hill. After they climb that hill, again there might become a vacuum there. Identifying the next hill to climb is also needed once you are almost reaching the peak. This is the place a mentor and a mentorship can immensely benefit startups. So that's one thing which startups should identify the right mentor who's not actually looking at some benefits that the mentor can get. Because there are so many who will be ready to take stakes telling, give me 5%, I'll give my network to you. Give me 10%, I'll go and guide you. That's the place the education system comes into play. Like I am a mentor to about 6-7 startups. All of them are my students. I don't have any stakes in them. The satisfaction that I get is when my student becomes something. Today I'm talking about an Ease Bus getting $4 million. It's my student, Rohit Prasad. When I talk about SRV Media having patented technology into digital marketing, my student, Vikram Kumar, both of them have set up shops here in Pune, are doing great. One is giving employment about 150 people, other is giving employment about 200 people, employment generated. I don't have stakes in them at all. But yes, I am proud that I am their mentor. I am proud that I am advising them of identifying the right goals, identifying the next hill to climb so that they are on the right path, otherwise they might get lost. So that is something phenomenally needed for entrepreneurs. Otherwise, they might get lost. I not say all, but I would say majority of them. So that's something from my...
Pooja, here
Fair
I can
enough.
add, because
Please,
very
Chandrakanta.
interesting. You said, 3 M's, mentor, money and market. I can give one more suggestion to the startups. You look at the manufacturing industry. Because most of the startups, when they become fail, because market. Sometimes market is up, market is down. But manufacturing industry is one of the best, segment where you can survive. You can give value addition because manufacturers are looking many advisors, consultants, service providers. And I can support them even Pune. I suggest Pune people, Pune startups. Look at manufacturing industry. You have a golden, corridor here in Pune. The startups can, approach manufacturing industry. In manufacturing, how you are sitting in this hotel. Hotel is not just hotel. Their requirement is more. So similarly, manufacturing industry's requirement is day by day increasing. So fourth M can be a manufacturing.
And Abhishek, I'll come to you now, and Dr. Raman, of course, just mentioned seeking out a mentor. And I'd love your view about what age and stage of a company's life cycle does it make sense to seek out a mentor? Should it be when it's just a concept on paper? Should it be when you have, a fully baked management team, something beyond proof of concept? Do you need to be profitable? At what stage does it make sense to seek mentorship, and where do you find these mentors?
So you have mentors around. Like every stage of your entrepreneurship, you will have different set of mentors. When you just have an idea, you might have a senior of yours. If you are moving out from the college, you might have him as a mentor with whom you can brainstorm, whom you can share your ideas with, right? And he can guide you on, okay, whether this makes sense or not. It might not be very foolproof, but it gives you that confidence and that path. Okay, if this is the path that I should be taking. Down the road, 2 years later, you see that, okay, hey, I started my own venture now, I'm doing revenues out of it. You might seek out for other mentors or other entrepreneurs themselves who are 10x of your stature, right? So we always say that your mentor should be always 10x of your stature. At whatever journey you are in, if you are doing a 1 crore revenue, you can get mentorship from somebody who is doing 10 crores of revenue. If you are at 10 crores, seek out for mentorship from somebody at 100 crores revenue. That is when the wavelength will match. If you go and see that I want a mentor who is doing $1 billion revenue, I'm just 1 crore revenue, it will not even make sense. So every stage of your entrepreneurship journey, you will have different kind of mentors. You would need different kind of mentors who can guide you in terms of your field. You can have experts from the field who can mentor you in that field. You can have financial people who can guide you in raising funds. You can have tech people or good technology people if it's a technology business, to have those as mentors. So there's no one mentor to a startup or an entrepreneur. You need to be surrounded by these kind of mentors who are there and who genuinely wants to help you.
I'm going to take a quick break. Back in just a moment. Welcome back. You're with us here on Leaders of Tomorrow. Tonight on the show, bring you highlights for panel discussion that we did in Pune as part of our Leaders of Tomorrow Townhall Growth Series.
Pune is home to countless multi-generation family-owned and operated businesses. And yet what we're now starting to see is that most recent generation demonstrating a resistance to join that family business. And for families that may approach you that find themselves in that situation, how might you guide him or her?
See, family managed business or family owned businesses are, one of the big segment where, a lot of entrepreneurs created by that families. Look at any family, they are, producing the new and talented entrepreneurs. I had seen many families, those are, diversify their own business. Sometimes we say that, the main person of the family will not allow the young generation to adopt the advanced technology. वो फिर कहेंगे अरे हमारे ज़माने में ऐसा था, हमारे ज़माने में वैसा था. So now the trend has changed. Even grandfather is using smartphone. Grandfather is using the Instagram. He's putting his likes and then dislikes on your Facebook also. So now the trend has changed. Earlier days, in 1980, 85, when we visit any company, they said, my grandfather bought this lathe machine. Now still I'm using. But whether are you getting productivity from that? Whether you are getting efficiency from that? Now trend has changed. Every year, every 5 years, every person is changing car. So the machine has also changed. Machine is also expanded, developed. So the point is, those family managed businesses are there. They should also look at the transformation, development, diversification. Because according to the market, according to the atmosphere, you have to change, you have to act. Look at, I just mentioned about Mrs. Badwe. Her husband started business in 1995 when I felicited him at the hands of the Chief Minister of Maharashtra. That time they were having a 1 crore turnover. Now they crossed more than 4,000 crore turnover. And they are giving employment, giving business to others. So this is a trend, family managed businesses. This is a development happening in family managed businesses.
Abhishek, what seems to be so unique to Pune's startup ecosystem is a combination of factors. There's an incredibly low attrition rate. There's the low cost of operating, given that companies operate in bootstrap mode. But beyond that, there seems to be a certain political stability to this city and business-friendly policy that is fueling its growth. What's your take?
I would suggest, from my own personal experience, Pune has been very, very friendly in terms of operating the businesses. You get right set of talent out here. We have the right set of education systems in place, be it any field. You get all kind of people. I run a tech startup, so we need designers, we need software developers, we need testers, we need a lot of sales guys, marketing guys, right? So we need not have to look outside. So you get the right amount of talent here, and the support system which is building up in order to, because what we have realized is people are trustworthy in Pune, which is the most important factor which we have realized during this pandemic. Culture, the organizational culture fit needs to be there when you are hiring somebody. which was not the case earlier because you were interacting with them day in, day out, and you were able to influence them. But when everything is remote, you don't know what's going in their head. It is when people whom you can trust. You need people whom they can be groomed. Because now we are thinking of getting freshers as well, if they fits into our culture. And Pune gives us that. I don't think any other city, a tier 1 level city would give you that in India.
And as I mentioned earlier, this evening is really intended for you. There are any questions, feel free to raise your hand. Please do introduce yourself. And we will have a sanitized mic come your way. And if your question is for a specific panelist, let us know that as well. So are there any questions from our audience? Sir.
I am Dilip Komboskar from plastic industry.
Good evening, sir.
I have one layman's question. Generally, the word unemployment is attached with the educated. Why there are not uneducated, unemployed?
Let's have Dr. Raman take that.
Uneducated, unemployed. That's a beautiful way to put it up. When you get education, your expectation of employment changes. And hence, unemployment happens. When you are not educated, your expectations of employment doesn't really exist. Anything is fine. Example, I've done my engineering. For example, my expectations of employment are kind of defined. If not exactly, I know what kind of package, profile, prospects. This is what people define. No, package, profile, prospects, placements becomes one important thing for all this educated lot. Be it graduation in engineering or commerce or whatever stream that you're taking. And hence, when that expectations are not met, I don't want to take it up. I don't want to take it up. If it is not matching my expectation, I'll wait. I'll wait and then only, for example, someone has done, I'll give an example, a friend's son has done civil engineering, was struggling to get an opening in that particular area for whatever reasons. I told him, why don't you learn this tech and then get into the tech space? No, that's not for me. So they wait for the aloo paratha with ghee. They don't say, okay, aaj ka roti mil gaya, let us try and then we'll aspire for it. Hence causes unemployment because I don't want to take it up. But if you're ready to go and kind of say, I will be okay if something allied comes in, then that unemployed will not happen even for the educated lot. I hope I have answered your question.
Unemployment people or undergraduate people or we can say not even educated people, after some time they have a lot of ideas and they have started their own business and they are employing many people. Even though they are not educated, but they were unemployed, but they become an employer by giving a business and job. I know more than at least 1,000 people, even they have not crossed the 5th standard. But they have more than 10,000 people working in their factory, their offices.
Phenomenal. Are there any other questions from our audience? Please, sir.
Hi, my name is Abhay Chitri. I'm from packaging industry. So I did my own startup 20 years back. And, I went through all the problems that initially everyone faces. My question is to Mr. Raman and Mr. Abhishek, probably. These days, we see there's unicorns or even the startups which are commanding billions of dollars of valuation, although they are making huge losses. In fact, these brick and mortar companies, they are making huge profits and still they don't command. So what is the logic for this?
What I have seen and my family has been into trading business. They are profitable business and I run a tech startup, right? And we work with a lot of manufacturing companies as well. The main difference is scalability. When we talk about a brick and mortar startup, like a company, it has limitation to grow. Your aspirations is, okay, today I have one shop, I might set up 5, 10, 20. And I will do it gradually without giving the equity. That is more important to me. But when we talk about startup in the current generation, everything is either tech, it's a tech startup or a tech-enabled startup. The difference here is it will allow you to scale. Today, Amazon is serving nooks and corners of the country. Even, I'm not sure if India Post is able to serve those PIN codes, right? Why? It is because of the technology. Hence, there is the valuation and the opportunity which investor sees. Right now, there are 500 million people who are there on the internet, let's suppose, there is an opportunity to grow 2.5x more. And hence the valuation increases even if they are incurring losses.
Phenomenal. Well, I think that makes for a wonderful note upon which to wrap the panel. I have to thank each of our panelists for sharing such a rich range of anecdotes from their personal and professional journeys. A huge round of applause for them, please. I believe it's deeply deserved.
That's all we could pack into tonight's show. If you have any feedback for us, do let us know. Our contact details coming up on your screens as we speak. Tonight, it's a wrap. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.